All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have a very special guest today to talk to. I have Anand from Arjas Group. He's been a champion of Freshworks technology for as many years as I know. So let's talk about his experience of using Freshworks technology. Anand, thank you so much for doing this. First of all, can you talk a little bit about who you are and what do you do at Arjas Group?
Okay. Hi, Rubal. Thank you. Thank you for your kind words. So my name is Anand, and I head the information technology and the digitalization segment for our company. This is Arjas and Arjas Modern Steel, and been there for last 11 years. Prior to this, I used to work for Henkel, and probably this is my 3 decades of IT career. So Freshservice has always been, we started using it from 2018, and it has been very instrumental in bringing in customer experience improvements, also bringing in a lot of integration with other tools. We have seen a lot of improvement in asset management, asset tracking, asset performances, KPI tracking. We have seen our lot of improvements in how the relationship between the agents and customers is built, and the satisfaction that both customer as well as agent, because retaining agent is also not an easy task. In addition to that, asset management, which I just spoke about, all our assets are mapped to Freshservice. So we just have this scan, and we just go and scan the asset code, which is pasted on the individual asset. And we are able to track that when this asset was, how many tickets are there against this, is this asset performing well, who is the custodian of this asset, especially from a place, we have a plant in Tadipatri. Okay. So if it's 1,200 acres of land, and sometimes people do misplace the laptop or a desktop or any other asset that we use. It's easy to trace, okay, this belongs to this guy, we don't lose the asset.
That's awesome. So you've basically taken our ITSM tool and created use cases around asset management.
Absolutely. So asset management is one of the big success stories.
Let me take you back to 2018, the era of Arjas Steel. Walk me a little bit through how your transition was through that deal and how you sort of coped up with that.
So yeah, it was a very stressful period because the deal occurred in a very short span, and we had just 2-3 months of deadline to completely separate out, or what we call the carving out process. And then we had to build a huge MPP file with various activities and various work breakdown structures and critical paths and multiple critical paths. But very important, one of the important factor was, how do we ensure that all our past tickets are not lost, the knowledge which we have built over the years, and what would be the next ticketing or ITSM system? So should we go for something very sophisticated like ServiceNow or Jira or something like that, or should we go for something which is agile, light, easy to implement, and cost effective? Because ultimately there's a big responsibility on CIOs not to increase the recurring cost in manifolds. So we did evaluate at least 6 tickets, 6 ITSM tools. And given the fact that I have already been working with multiple tools like Remedy and Jira and ServiceNow and so forth, and Sapphire, the low cost ones. So we had to really evaluate, and we have a very designed evaluating process for any product or technology or service, where we do a rating in terms of each feature gets a rating and each not available feature gets a negative rating. And then we do further, how does other customer rate this product, availability, market reach, market penetration, similar kind of customer. So we have a very rigid and stringent rating process. So any new solution which we adopt has to go through this process, and based on this process, we understood that we are not looking for a white elephant. We wanted a very simple tool, low cost, so that low cost in the sense I don't have to pay lakhs and lakhs per year for just 10 or 20 licenses, and also that implementation is very fast, because we had a very tight deadline, and given the fact that we had to exit out of our mother company, we had to quickly adopt a new tool, and so that they can give us the past ticket history, and it's quickly absorbed into the new tool system. So we selected Freshservice based on those analysis, and I think it was the right decision. Now it's nearly 6 years that we are using Freshservice, and I think after 6 years of using Freshservice, I'm quite convinced that it was a very justified decision, given the fact that a lot of research and analysis was put into this decision making. Of course, we did refer to Gartner rating and so on and so forth, but then ultimately there's various metrics that we have designed for evaluating and selecting a product did pay a good return.
Awesome, awesome. That's great. So Anand, Freshworks technology, as you know, is built on top of AWS. What that means is we are reliable, we are secure. Do you have any experience that you'd like to share of using Freshworks technology that has helped you in the past?
Well, I think the best thing is that I don't recollect anything.
Awesome.
See, from a CIO perspective, what is important is that I should not be able to recollect any instance where Freshservice was not available.
Right.
So if there is not a single instance in 6 years where your services were down, or my user could not raise a ticket, or my asset could not be traced.
That's great, that's great. Anand, talk me through business outcomes. I know you've been using Freshworks technologies for 5+ years now. Can you think of any business outcomes that you were able to achieve after you've implemented our technology? Anything that your business has gained?
I think the thing that comes to me, or the point that comes to my mind at this moment is my what we call the monthly performance report, which we submit to the board. Mm-hmm. So that monthly performance report, which we submit to the board, covers every aspect of our KPI, every aspect of our catalog, service catalog, and every aspect of performance, actual performance that we have achieved. Mm-hmm. So ultimately, the numbers speak, right? So here, the numbers is in terms of the number of tickets, the completion time, the response time, the number of hours the agent spent. So when I speak in front of the board to explain the monthly performance month on month for so many years now, I think I completely rely on the statistics. I and my team completely rely on the statistics that is derived out of the ITSM system.
Awesome, that's great. So the last question is pretty redundant. I know you've been a Freshworks champion all these years, but I'm going to still ask it. Would you recommend Freshworks technology to others? If yes, and I would love you to address our audience for this question.
Well, the beauty about the whole VUCA world that we are in is there's so much of volatility, there's so much of ambiguity, there's so much of demand. And one of the things that I am expecting, I would say my weapon, ITSM tool to do is adopting new technologies. And also similar line, we are looking at new products based on the fact that they are able to integrate to OpenAI engines.
Okay.
So from what I gather, I see that Freshservice is already working with integration to ChatGPT and other OpenAI engines, mm-hmm. which will help us drastically to be able to further enhance or optimize our way of working. It's mm-hmm. not just about ticket resolution. It's much, much beyond that. For example, let's say if there is a ransomware attack, or if there is going to be a ransomware attack, there would be certain patterns which would start happening 3 months before, mm-hmm. because the stage actor or the threat actor has already entered into your vicinity. So he would be doing certain things which are going to raise some kind of suspicion. So those kind of suspicions may convert into a ticket, mm-hmm. and the AI engine or the ChatGPT engine should be able to address or feel that there is something wrong in the whole ecosystem.
Right.
So I feel that a Freshservice should start working and evaluating those kind of intelligent modes of predicting certain things. And that would be one of the key performing indicators that I would recommend Freshworks without any kind of, I don't want Freshworks to be kind of obsolete. They have to be forward and innovative.
Absolutely.
And that would be one of the reasons that we should continue to use Freshworks and recommend Freshworks other places.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Anand, for doing this. Always appreciate you being a champion. And thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for listening in. Until next time, see you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.